Hello, class. I am making this very brief video for you because I know that in our introductory class last Thursday, I covered a lot of material. But right now, for this week, it's important for you to focus on the assigned activities, some of which are due on Tuesday night, which is tomorrow, the day after you receive this video, Tuesday night at midnight, and some of which are due when we meet again on Thursday morning for the second session of our class. So just to clarify the activities, I'm going to show them to you very quickly and give you a very concise explanation of what I expect. So with that, I'm going to share the screen. And on the screen is the blog for our course. And to find this blog for yourself, you can go to our Moodle course, and there's a link right at the top there. And you can just follow the link to this blog. Or you can simply type in FE Foundation 2023.blogspot.com. That's also in our course outline. So this should be something that you remember because we'll be using this website throughout the whole course this semester. Okay, so once you go to the landing page of our class blog, what you'll see here is some introductory notes, and these are things that I talked about in class. And scrolling down, you get to this first activity. Now for the first activity, that's this one. This is due on Tuesday night, September 12th. Okay, now all you have to do for this one is you have to follow this link, which will open a new window, and complete this survey. Now, my instructions to you in class were to give some thoughtful reflection to your answers. That doesn't mean you should spend 2 hours completing this survey. I think 30 to 45 minutes or an hour at the most is enough. And it's not a research assignment. It's for you to think about your own personal ideas about teaching and your personal experience as a student about education. And also just some general information for me to get to know you better. Okay, so that's activity one. You simply click on this link and please complete that survey before midnight, Tuesday night, September 12th. Okay, now let's go on to activity two. That's this one. And this is one I spent a little bit of time talking about in class, but I'm going to just remind you to refresh your memory what this is all about. Okay, so activity two is a brief video in which you are role-playing a student teacher on his or her first day of class while you're student teaching. And that means you're going to introduce yourself to your class of students, include a um, couple of points about who you are, what you like, what are your hobbies, some personal information to help connect you to your students. Now, this is a role play of yourself as a student teacher on your first day of student teaching, but it's also going to help us as a class get to know each other just a little bit. After introducing yourself very briefly, then you should give a small number of rules or guidelines for your students to follow. The number should be small, so I suggest 2 or 3 is about the right number. Now, if you click this link, it opens the Padlet. And I'm a bit concerned about this one because now it's 5 p.m. on Monday afternoon. It's due tomorrow night, Tuesday at midnight, and I can see nobody has posted that yet. So I'll double check to make sure there's no technical problem. I want to make sure all of you can post, but I haven't heard any I haven't heard any complaints from any of you that you can't post. So I'm assuming everything is fine technically, and you just haven't done it yet. So now, as I mentioned in class, there's two ways that you can post to a Padlet. Perhaps the easiest way is you hit the plus button under your own group. So let's say I'm in group 1, and then this window pops open, and you can say self-introduction by, and put your name here. And then if you click these 3 dots, you can go to video recorder. And if you open video recorder, your computer will ask for permission, so you allow it. And because Zoom is using my microphone and computer already, this is not going to open. So that's the reason. But on your computer, it will open up a window and you just hit record and start recording. If you don't like it, you can re-record it so you can practice 1 or 2 times. This is not a formal graded assignment. It's a participation kind of practice assignment. So don't worry too much. Don't be nervous. Just go ahead and do your best. The length of the video can vary. I'm not going to give a strict limit, but for most students, it's 2 or 3 minutes long. And to help you, I've included several examples here. So there's 4 student examples and then 1 of my own where I'm also doing the role play. Okay, so that's the second activity. And that is also due, like the first one, Tuesday midnight. That's tomorrow night. Okay, the third activity is not due until Thursday morning when our class meets again. But it's a very important part of the curriculum of the class. So click on this and it will open the COTAP standards. And this is the professional roles of Hong Kong teachers, the 3 professional roles of teachers in Hong Kong, and stage descriptors. That means different levels of accomplishment for each one of the 3 important roles for teachers. So you can see this is role number 1, caring cultivator, role 2, inspirational co-constructor, and committed role model down at the bottom there. Okay, so if you scroll down, you also have the Chinese and English of the levels. This is how well you have accomplished each of these 3 roles. So for the first role, caring cultivator, there's threshold, which is like entry level, competent, which is similar to capable or good, and then distinguished, which is very experienced or accomplished or someone who's capable of being like a model. So you should read through this material so that you know what the expectations are for Hong Kong teachers, since that's what you are preparing to be. Now, once you have done that, which is at this link, there's another link here, okay? So don't miss this. This is an online activity which will allow you to make a self-assessment or to reflect on your own accomplishment of these 3 different roles. Now, obviously, you're not experienced teachers. You're just starting out thinking about yourself as teachers, but you can think about how well your character and experience matches these 3 roles at this point in your professional development. So you click on this and it will open this window. So you then click Start New Assessment. And if you've read the document that I just showed you about the 3 roles of teachers, this will be familiar. Standard 1, and what level do you think you've accomplished? Level threshold, level competent, or level distinguished. And then very briefly write why. You can write 1 sentence, 2 sentences, just write a very brief self-reflection as to why. And you go through all of these questions for standard 1, and then standard 2, and then standard 3. I'm not going to demonstrate all 3 standards, but once you've done this, it will create this online activity will create a map of your self-assessment, which you can save as a PDF file and then print for Thursday morning. Okay, that's the third activity, due Thursday morning in our second session. And then fourthly, you can ignore activity 4 because we watched this video already in class. You can watch it again if you like, but it's not required. And there's another video which we will watch later. So then finally, there's activity 5, which is a couple more questions. These are very simple, straightforward questions, but important in terms of thinking about your own idea of what is a good teacher. So this is part of the work I said we would be doing for you to form your own personal identity as a teacher. So what are 2 important teacher attributes? What is one that you already possess? And what is one that you would like to enhance or develop further? So just really a kind of reflection on where you are and where you'd like to go regarding a couple of important points about what you think are important points for a teacher to possess. Now, where do you put the answers for this one? At the very bottom of this post, this is our blog, and at the bottom of the first post, you click comment. So there will be a button. It's not shown on mine because I have already posted. But when you open your post, you will see a place where you can write a comment. So click the icon, and you can see 2 of your classmates have already done it, but only 2 out of 25. So I want to encourage all of you to get busy and to do these few activities. It is a lot in our first week, I understand that, but it's important for us to start thinking about the content of the class, to start thinking about your own ideas of what is a teacher, what is a good teacher, what do you expect of yourself, what does Hong Kong as a community expect of its teachers, and how well do you match so far? So it's a variety of activities help me to get to know you a little bit better, get you to think about your own ideas about teaching, and for us as a class to also get to know each other a little bit better. So I hope that's clear. I didn't want to make a long video just to clarify some of the activities. So please complete those that are due by Tuesday night on time, and the other one you can bring to class on Thursday morning, and I'll see all of you in class on Thursday morning at 11:30.